Hello, it's Lion here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another first impressions review. Today we're going to be looking at Shikimori'S Not Just a Cutie, Volume 1 by Keigo Maki, published by Kodansha, although I think this started as a Twitter series, like the manga would just draw on Twitter, and then eventually got popular enough that they wanted to release it as a web app thing, and then eventually it was published physically by Kodansha here in the US, and the demographic is shonen. And the genre is romantic comedy. Although I think romantic comedy implies a certain level of angst as well. Like the romance aspect has kind of an angsty kind of bit to it. This one doesn't really have that at all. It is mostly just comedy about a couple, if that makes sense. And it does have an adaptation, although I can't really feel I can't really see it being enjoyable. Because of the setup and the style of the story, I can't really see it working as a 20-minute anime, right? So, yeah, the premise is this. There's this guy, his name is Isumi, and he's a straight-up, like bad luck machine. He's a klutz. He's jinxed. He basically, everything that can go wrong around him does, and he ends up with a lot of injuries and stuff like that. And his girlfriend is Shikimori, and she's an adorably cute person. Like, based on the cover, you would think that she's not really that cute. She's more of a very intense, like, attractive woman. But no, she's, like, an immensely adorable, like, high schooler. And the thing is that every once in a while, she kind of changes. She has this, like vibe to her that makes her really intense and cool. And it happens when she's protecting Izumi. And so she's not just a cutie, and that's basically the whole premise. So most of the time it's just them hanging out, him having a situation occur to him, and then Shikimori saving him in some way. And half of the time when she saves him, she gives him this look, right? And it's this like style change from the cutesy, lovable kind of style into this very serious, like action shonen, like battle shonen type look. That is very, very cool. Initially, I didn't really think she looked cool specifically. I thought she would look more like intense or scary. But I understand that like she might look like that, but the point is that the concept that comes across is like, oh, that's so cool, right? So I kind of had to fix that in my mind a little bit because I was thinking about it like, she doesn't look cool here. She looks scary. But the point is that the art style is cool. So yeah. Generally, I think it was really enjoyable. I liked it a lot. It was very cute. It did actually get a little bit more serious by the end of the volume. However, I can't really see it being something that you're gonna binge read and want to like do that with, right? Like, you're not gonna binge read it and then like continue to want to do that several times. I think where your best bet for enjoying the series is you pick up a few volumes. And anytime you feel sad or upset or you have some sort of like need for a pick-me-up, you read this series because it's really dumb, but it's also really cute and adorable. And you kind of pick yourself up a little bit emotionally by enjoying this kind of cutesy rom-com, right? So I think that's the best way to do it. If you're someone that collects a series and you have to have the whole series before you start reading it, you're not going to enjoy this, I don't think, because it's not really meant for that. However, at least the good thing about the way that it's set up is that, yes, it's a bunch of small vignettes and little moments in the story, but all of them are chronological. So usually it's like one adventure per day. And so the first one happens day one, the second one is day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on and so forth. So there's a certain level of like periodicity or kind of like the feeling that time passes on, right? You kind of understand that it is a story that is progressing, even if it doesn't really have any like actual progress. Like, it's not like Komi or Hitomi-chan is Shy with Strangers or Furi-san is Scary. It's not like those, where you understand that, yeah, maybe it kind of spins it spins its wheels a bit, but eventually there is a point where the story has to change and continue and move on because there is a central plot behind the story, right? There is a tentpole situation that has to be achieved at some point for the story to end. This doesn't really have that. It's more just like Here's a bunch of little cutesy situations that are all vaguely tied together by these two characters. Enjoy. So it really depends. Like, your mileage may vary how much you enjoy it. I liked it. I have 4 other volumes of this. However, like I said, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it if I binge it. So I'm just going to save them for a rainy day and just read them one by one whenever I feel a little bit down or a little bit, discouraged or whatever when I have a test. That's actually why I read this one last night when I did, was because it was a Monday and I had a test that morning, and the rest of the day I was feeling like crap. So when I got home, I read some manga. I read some really good manga, actually, but it was a little bit too serious for me, right? So I started reading Shikimori, and Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie was a perfect thing for me at that moment, in the way I was feeling and stuff like that, because it was serious enough in itself, but it wasn't so serious that it was kind of hard to really follow with. It was just kind of very relaxing. So I'm gonna keep those other volumes in reserve for other times when I feel like that, and I'll pull them up at that point. But for now, I'm only going to read this first one. So yeah, that's it for Shikimori. It's Not Just a Cutie. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.